Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are watching, wherever you are at. Welcome to Mentor Mornings, my friends, where I share wisdom from people far wiser than myself to help you own your day and fuel your journey. Do not go gentle into that good night. This moment of crisis inside of our world today is getting darker and darker by the minute as truths and realities are being presented to humanity and accepted on a much more global scale. Just a couple of days ago, we witnessed an attack in Beirut that impacted thousands, not only by the initial blast, but by the fallout of where that blast landed. That entire nation depended on that port for its supply of grain, staples, and commerce, and that was taken away from them in this vicious attack. And so today we're seeing this transgression, this marching forward of darkness into our world, where everything that is good, everything that we value, everything that we held on to maintain this normal way of life is being taken away from us. Aristotle said it is during the darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. You know, what we are witnessing today, this battle that we are witnessing today, goes much farther back than I think any of us can realize or fathom for ourselves. And yet, we are part of it. Every day we make choices that matter, where we spend our money, what we do or we do not say, who we do or we do not support. And all of that plays a heavy role in the direction of where our nation and our future is going. You know, it's during times of trouble and in the face of wickedness, it's easy to feel small. It's easy to begin to feel small and that what we do doesn't matter. But when has playing small ever worked out for you? It's never worked out for me, ever. You know, we are born of this earth. Each one of us were born of this earth, and our life, our values, our beliefs matter just as much as anyone else's. And we can never put our power in authority figures or in anybody else to come save us. We have to do that for ourselves and realize that each one of us play an intense role. Winston Churchill said, never give in. Never give in. Never, 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 never. And nothing great or small, large or petty, never give in, except to convictions of honor and good sense. If you appreciate this video, please hit the thumbs up button, share if you feel it's worthwhile, and subscribe if you are not already. Your voice matters. Your actions matter. Your intentions matter. Your words matter, and your choice matters. Focus all that matter in the direction of light. Dylan Thomas says, do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. General Michael Flynn released a letter on August 5th, and he said, this is my letter to America. And I thought that it was pretty profound as to what he's saying here. And so I want to read this letter to you guys. I'll leave a link for it down below in the description when I get around to editing it here. So let me go ahead and jump right into this. He says, we are witnessing a vicious assault by enemies of all that is good, and our president is having to act in ways unprecedented in decades, maybe centuries. The biblical nature of good versus evil cannot be discounted as we examine what is happening on the streets of America, and I would add the world. It's Marxism in the form of Antifa and the Black Lives Movement versus our very capable and very underappreciated law enforcement professionals. I would add that this goes much deeper than just America. This goes much deeper than just Antifa or Black Lives Matter. This is something far larger. It's just playing out through these pawns, I guess you could say. When the destiny of the United States is at stake, and it is, the very future of the entire world is threatened. As Christians, shouldn't we act? Even if we're not a Christian, you know, I don't identify as a Christian, but we recognize that divine providence is the ultimate judge of our destiny. Achieving our destiny as a freedom-loving nation, providence compels us to do our part in our communities. And this is what I think is powerful, guys, is he's calling out to the people to start acting, to start standing up. He says it encourages us in the battle against the forces of good, or against the forces of evil, to face our fears head on. No enemy on earth is stronger than the united forces of God-fearing, freedom-loving people. We can no longer pretend that these dark forces are going to go away by mere prayer alone. Prayers matter, but action is required. The action is needed at the local, state, and federal levels. Action is also required in the economic, media, clerical, and ecclesiastical realms. Decide how you can act within your abilities. Stand up and state your beliefs. Be proud of who you are and what you stand for, and face head-on those community leaders who are willing to allow dark forces to go beyond peaceful protest and destroy and violate your safety and security. Churches and houses of worship must return to normal. We invite everyone of goodwill to not shirk their responsibilities and instead act in a fraternal fashion. If for no other reason or with no other ability, act in spirit of charity. We cannot disrespect or disregard natural law along with our own religious liberties and freedoms. I am witnessing elderly people lose their connection to all that is good in their lives, connections to their faith, their families, and their individual freedoms, especially the simple act of attending church, something they've done for decades. Let us not be intimidated or fear those who cry out that we are in the minority. We are not. Good is always more powerful and prevail over evil. However, evil will succeed for a time when good people are divided from each other and their personal lives. Children away from their teachers, preachers away from their congregations, and customers away from their local businesses. America will never give in to evil. Americans work together to solve problems. We do not and should not ever allow anarchy and the evil forces behind it to operate on any nation, on any street of our nation. No one should have to fear for their very life because some dark, disturbed force is challenged by the essence of what America stands for. We are one nation under God, and it is our individual liberties that make us strong, not liberties given to us by our government. Our government has no liberty unless and until we the people say so. God bless America, and let's stand by everything that was and is good in our lives, in our communities, and our country. And that's the end of his letter. And I read that, guys, because I think that what has happened is there's been a shift. As we have seen these attacks happen overseas, like what we saw in Beirut, it's hit another level. And where this goes, nobody knows. But what we can do is we can start standing. We can start being the ones that are speaking out. We can be the ones that are starting to let our politicians know that they are dropping the ball and we the people won't take it anymore. That we won't stand silent in the face of evil and wickedness. This is our country. This is our world. This is our freedom. And we need to grab a hold of it. And that means you and me and each one of us in our own unique way. And that's going to be what makes the difference. To stand united. All right, guys, this is it for Mentor Mornings. Rise unconquered, and I will see you tomorrow morning.